Alrighty, apologies for that, folks, but we are back, and we are back with a run of Stray 100% glitchless. Your donations in that bid war determined that we were going to be seeing a 100% run, so Heponwana, whenever you're ready, show us Stray. Let's see what you got.
Alright, so this is Stray. You're going to see the full experience, no glitches, just straight to the point, everything in this game. I just want to say, very beginning, there is a little bit of a lightning effect. I say that in case you're photosensitive. If you are, look away. I'll tell you when it's done. And there are a couple moments where there might be animal injuries. They are not permanent. They're not graphic. But if you don't like seeing a hurt animal, I do call these out and let you know when they've passed, because some people, their hearts really go out to this really beautiful kitty. So I'll tell you more about this run as we get going. Like I said, very beginning, we'll have some photosensitivity from some rather gentle lightning. So to start the game, we are going to delete a save file. I have this on Japanese because for some reason I think it runs quicker, but we're going to blast through most of the dialogue, so we're not really going to see it anyways. So I don't know if it's superstitious or not. So time will start as soon as I click this button one more time. So we will do that in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so time has begun. Stray, if you don't know this game, it was all over the internet, especially this last summer when it came out. It is a game with a super realistic cat, just adorable as can be. I'll just say, without a doubt, the cutest animal I have ever seen on a video game. So, glitchless in this category means no glitches. However, there is checkpoint abuse. And some of the checkpoint abuse is going to look a lot like a glitch. So, real quick, we are going to start off with a little tutorial on how to interact with things. So to interact, we're going to run over to our kitty friends here and simply say hi to them. We'll say hi to that guy, have a little play match, have a little fun. We are going to have checkpoint abuse in this, 4 instances of it. One of them is going to be very boring for everyone, and I'll probably be shouting out to our host for a little bit of announcements at that time. But we are going to actually have some item duplication that is not a glitch because it's considered checkpoint abuse. It's interesting. You'll see all about that when we get there. Also, if you play this game with glitches, you tend to play keyboard and mouse. Part of the reason I don't do glitches is I cannot play games keyboard and mouse. We're waiting. There we go. And we're going to have a little kitty nap. And there goes our photosensitivity warning right now. There will be no more lightning, no more flashing like that. So if you were sensitive to that type of stuff, it is in the past. So, let's see, what was I saying? My mind just, my way of commentating is very free flow, free thought, especially when the game is kind of in a lot of opening cutscenes. This game does have a lot of cutscenes to start off. Oh yeah, so I was talking about glitch mode tends to be keyboard and mouse. I can't do keyboard and mouse that well. I play with a controller. However, this game has an interesting thing for speedrunning. I play controller and mouse. So sitting in my lap is a mouse, and I am going to spam the scroll wheel a lot as we play. It's going to help us blast through dialogue, and it's going to make our little kitty, I like to call her cat Ginger, so if I say the name Ginger, I'm talking about this little kitty right here. So by spamming the scroll wheel, Ginger is going to meow a lot, and that is going to get us through dialogue really fast. I mean, blink of an eye fast. It's also going to be a defense. There are going to be some baddies we're going to encounter, and those baddies, they don't like meowing. So a little bit of meowing, and we're just going to shrug it all off. Right here, there is some RNG start. I'm going to hope this mostly white cat does not block me to begin this run. That white cat is going to try and block me. It's going to cost me possibly a frame. Okay, barely got through. So that kitty likes to block you. So main controls in this game, besides meowing, because we are going to meow a lot, there is jumping. And so you cannot jump whenever you want. You can only jump when you are lined up with a good target, a good ledge. So we're not just going to jump in pits. There might be deaths, I hope not, but those deaths are not going to come from me doing something wacky. It's going to come from Ginger getting caught by a baddie, which hopefully won't happen too much, but no promises because I have had some bad RNG lately. But if it happens, it'll be quick. It'll be mostly painless because we'll go back to a checkpoint and we'll keep on rolling through. Right here, we are entirely in a tutorial where it's all about just learning how to move Ginger around this world. So as we do this, we're just gonna run through some nice lush greenery. It's going to be about the last real greenery we see for about an hour and a half, because we are going to go into a post-apocalyptic world. Pretty much, we're going to go in type of world that is a reminder of what we are raising money for to help the environment. Coming up here is going to be our first of 2 instances of hurt kitty. If you are affected, by seeing a hurt kitty, please do look away. I'll tell you when it's all done. But this part, I know animal lovers who really just, I'm an animal lover, and this tears me up. I mean, you cannot be unaffected by that. So we just fell, and keep looking away if you are sensitive to hurt kitty. We just fell into essentially a post-apocalyptic fallout shelter type of setup. We never get too full of a story. At least I don't think so, although I never played this game 100% casually. I only played 100% speedrunning. I did any percent casual. But we are falling into some underground city shelter of some sort, and being a cat, we want to do what any cat would want to do. If you've ever had a cat, cats want to get outside. And that's our quest in this game, is to get outside. But to do that, we are going to have to explore all sorts of places in this underground, futuristic, post-apocalyptic, dystopian nightmare world. Also, right here, we are introduced to our first enemies, the Zerks. I remember their name quite easily because it rhymes with jerks. They look like head crabs from Half-Life 2. They are jerks. They are going to be a problem for the first half of the game, but we will work our way through it. Right now, we have our last bit of hurt kitty for a little while. Later on, we will have one more instance. All right, we are done with hurt kitty. Ginger is now walking. Give Ginger a moment, and Ginger is going to start running. Of course, being a speed run, I don't want to walk any more than I need to. That right there was scripted story, speed limit put on our kitty. Now we enter post-apocalyptic dystopian cities. I love this area because it is nightmare, but at the same time, it is a beautiful nightmare. It really, this world has a lot of evocative imagery. Also, you'll notice there are a lot of things lighting up as we go through. And those things lighting up, somebody is telling us where we need to go. Who it is, I don't know, but there's an arrow. Let's keep following that arrow, see where it takes us. Also, let's grab a bucket. I want a bucket. Why do I want a bucket? Because I don't want to be hit by a fan. What does that mean? It means that. And then we'll do what cats do naturally. Push things off of ledges. The most cat activity you can do. This game celebrates it by opening a window by pushing paint down below. Sign telling us follow me. By the way, if you play this casually, you could scratch on those rugs. We are not casual, of course. So we're going to have our first real introduction of why we can spam meowing real soon, which I haven't been doing quite yet, but I will be doing starting real soon, we want to ignore this guy. He draws our eye, and we just don't want to deal with that because we want to keep moving. Kitty is on a mission to get outside. So, I mentioned the Zerks, or Jerks. Here's where we finally get to really see how bad they are. Just watch Ginger's reaction to seeing these guys, and you're going to realize, yeah, that's the look. That's the look that says no. So we're going to run from these guys. However, by meowing, if any grab us, we could just shrug them off like it's nothing. So normally you want to be a lot safer about dodging these guys. If they do land on you, you have to keep mashing the B button to get them off of you. But there you see, one jumped on me and I just flung it right off like nothing. I should also add these Zerks are RNG. The amount that come down and the sizes and where they go is not 100% set, only their spawn points. So they're always going to spawn from the same locations, but they are going to do whatever they want once they come in. This game has an achievement for not getting hit by a single Zerk throughout the whole run, and I'll just say that achievement I have never gotten. I have beaten this game dozens of times. I have never gotten that achievement because they are RNG and they are horrible. So we're just going to keep on running, keep going where whatever this light is, it keeps pointing us somewhere, and I'm sure it's going to take us somewhere good. We're going once again do another very kitty thing, push something down, and just keep on running through here. We're kind of out of breather after those Zerks, but we will be getting back to it soon. Another mechanic we have is Ginger loves going into barrels, rolling them around like a giant hamster ball, and that way we could get up to higher reaching places and keep moving. We're going to have a little startle coming up, but don't worry, no hurt kitty with it, just a little moment of startle right here. I am very mindful of hurt kitty, because as an animal lover, if Ginger got really hurt in this game, I would not have been able to speedrun this. Also, if we were playing this on unrestricted, which would be the glitch welcoming mode, we would be running mostly same route right now. Glitches don't take too much effect until we reach civilization, at which point the whole game changes. If you ever want to see a really interesting take on Stray, check out a glitched run, because it goes places. Personally, I love the Glitchless because you get to appreciate this whole wide world. Another thing we could do is interact with power conduits, turn off the power, and we're just going to go up here, and we are entering the next chapter, the flat. In the flat, we're going to learn that Ginger is a master typist. So we're going to type out a couple things real quick. We're going to type that, obviously. I mean, of course we're going to type that. Oh, and that's a good message too. Okay, we're done talking. We're done typing. We're going to wait for this door to open. It opens after our third message. And we're going to hit that. And we are going to use these. Oh, come on, Ginger. Ginger, come on. Every once in a while, she does not want to aim correctly at these. It is probably the place I have had more runs die is right here because of trying to line these up. So, I mentioned earlier dialogue skipping, and you're probably like, what dialogue? You're a cat and no one's talking. That is all about to change, and we're going to see what spamming meow for dialogue skip is all about. So we will pop this down below, grab this, and we're going to meet our first and best friend, B12. B12 is a little drone who's going to follow along with us the whole rest of this game. And B12 is going to be our communicator. B12 is essentially the narrator for us. I also love the interactions of Ginger with B12. It is amazing, you actually playing this game casually and even speedrunning, you start getting so much, like, you feel so heartwarmed by the interaction of a kitty and a drone. So we are gonna see the cutest introduction. Ginger's like, I don't trust you. I don't blame Ginger one bit right there. But also, are you okay? I kind of batted you down. Are you all right? And so, like I said, we are wanting to get through dialogue real fast. By the way, if you've ever had a pet that you've put clothing on, you probably recognize this. You put a backpack or a vest or something on a cat, a dog, the first time they really just don't dig it. All right. So here, 3748 is our password. How do we know that? Because I've played the game before. There's no RNG to the passwords, thankfully. Now come one of my favorite things, Bucket Kitty. Look how cute that kitty is and how ridiculous that kitty is. I love Bucket Kitty. Ginger in a bucket is the best. So I mentioned earlier, harm percent. What does a harm percent actually mean? Now we start to learn about. So we are going to get memories. Whoa, that was weird. That is not supposed to happen. I don't think that counts as a glitch as much, not an intended glitch at least. That was weird. So we're going to have a little grid pop up in a second. Right here, we're going to see this grid. Those are memories. The top 5 that are big are required to beat the game. They're story elements, or they're required to beat the game on Glitchless. However, those bottom ones, there's a bunch of little ones. Those little ones are going to be the ones we need to collect, as well as we also need on our backpack 6 pins, 6 little badges. And one of them is part of the story, the other 5 are not, so we are going to have to make sure we get those pins. And the game is really nice, by the way. Robots, they've never seen a furry kitty before, and they're like, what is this thing? Run, hide, we're in trouble. But we're going to become friends with them real soon. So this game has a really nice reminder for you of if you got a harm percent. At the very end of the game, it will confirm it in-game for you, which is saying not too many games will do for you. A lot of them, it's not until the game's over that you realize, oops, I have an incomplete run. So here we have a brave sentry, or sentinel. I love this guy. He's one of my favorite robots because he is going to be our first friend. We meow, and his face becomes a smile. By the way, I will say, as you go around by the robots, when you meow, they will react. Some will smile, some will get nervous. He smiles. Some will have heart faces. There's an old lady robot known as Grandma. When you meow for her, her face turns into a big heart emoji. It is adorable. So right here, the Sentinel, he just said, hey, this cat, I think he's pretty cool. And so we're going to see the robots come out. These robots represent all walks of life. There are monks, there are guitarists, there are just people hanging out. There's a bartender back there. And so, earlier when we got that first memory, we found a picture. And so we just showed that picture to the Sentinel and he said, hey, up there is a guy named Momo. That picture is outside, because B12 wants to go outside too. By the way, I'm thirsty. Let's grab an energy drink. We need 4 energy drink cans for 100%, and because of checkpoint abuse, we need 3. So this here is 1, 2, 8, 3. And in here is some sheet music. We are going to need some sheet music. We're going quickly. give the first sheet music to this guy. Later on, we will give more. If you're playing the speedrun route, we use for SRC verification. By the way, here's one of those optional memories. For SRC verification, we use an auto splitter that has a load remover. There's one of those optional memories you'll see. But we use a auto splitter with a load remover, and normally you don't want to give that guy the sheet music. Instead, you do it a different way, which you're going to see more of later. But because we are concerned about RTA, because we're at an event, we do want to do a little bit of, where did that was interesting. Items falling weird directions. So we are in here grabbing a book. I didn't mention what the books are for. There's a lot going on all at once now that we're in civilization. We're trying to get memories, we're trying to get the pins or badges for our backpack, and we're trying to get some books because we're going to meet Momo, the guy who the Sentinel pointed us towards the apartment of. But Momo is depressed. He has 3 friends who were part of this group called the Outsiders, and those 3 friends have left and he's all alone. He wanted to go outside with them, and so we're finding their journals because it's going to help cheer up Momo. Because Momo will help us get outside. By the way, more sheet music. There are 8 sheet music songs. And by turning them all into that musician, he's going to give us the music lover's pin for our backpack. Just keep grabbing sheet music. We're also going to grab some more energy drinks because I'm thirsty. Whoa, wrong direction. Sometimes our kitty wants to go the wrong way. It's part of the challenge of this game is the kitty will run kind of where they want to run. So we want to go back up. And we are going to grab our 3rd and final of 4 energy drinks because checkpoint abuse is going to let us item dupe our energy drinks. So here is where another outsider lives. Get off those books and get on these books. We jump on these for a reason. You'll see in just a second. We just found some keys. We jumped on these books earlier because there's a safe that was blocked by them. In that safe is another one of these books. It's Journal of Another Outsider. We'll run over here, grab some sheet music while we're in this house. And now we have 3 journals for the 3 outsiders. We're ready to meet Momo. Instead of having Momo tell us come back when you find the journals, we have the journals, and we're just going to go on our merry way as quick as possible. So in here, we meet Momo. I love Momo. I love Momo's coat or frock, whatever you want to call that. I love Momo's rainbow screen. I don't love Momo's frowny face, though. We are going to turn that frown upside down. We're going to make Momo a little bit happier. But before we talk to Momo, we have in our memory right here, it's a poster for a video game. If we're playing slow and steady, reading the dialogue, our buddy B12 would say, I remember this video game. So now, we just showed Momo the picture of the outside. Oh, I'm picking the wrong one. This is one of the few challenges in this game is menuing. So, we pretty much right here, Momo tells us, hey, the outsiders left, but I have a transmitter. And if we put this transmitter out, maybe we can make contact with one of the outsiders, find out how they got out, and maybe we could get out too. And so Momo's like, put the transmitter on that big tall tower over there so we could get the most reach possible. in our time of being Bucket Kitty, and now we're in a dangerous area. Momo wants us to do this because, well, let's just say it's Zerk time. The Zerks are back. We don't care. Just keep meowing through them. Here, you're supposed to lure them and use this I-beam as a way to get around them. Not doing that. By the way, B12 has a flashlight, and it's actually quickest to make sure B12 is out as often as possible. By the way, another memory right here. If B12 is out because of a flashlight, it saves time from B12 having to pop out from your backpack for memories or item collection. Another instance of the drum. We're going to roll it over here, and then we're going to have a full-on puzzle that we are going to solve through pure brute force. The speedrun route on this versus casual is really interesting because the casual route, the Zerks are frightening. Once you realize what a scroll wheel with the meow button is, it becomes a lot less frightening. We're supposed to open gates there and trap some Zerks. Instead, we're not trapping them. We're just gonna keep doing this. Run, ooh, get out of there. And there we go. That puzzle takes considerably longer than that. But it doesn't even matter because we're just going to keep on going. By the way, you could probably tell this tower is going to be bad news. There's a lot of that pinkish goo. The pink goo is very signifying. Whoa! Ginger jumped the wrong direction there. Ginger is getting a mind of their own right here. But when you see the pink goo, it means you've got Zerks all over the place, and it is going to be real thick with Zerks here. There are several puzzles that we are just going to completely ignore. We're supposed to be smart about avoiding these guys. We are not going to avoid them. We're just going to plow right through. This area, there is a puzzle with that ramp, and there's a gate here. We need the barrel in that gate. We need the Zerks out of the way. And yeah, we're just going to kind of ignore this puzzle. Instead, we will just run on through, keep meowing, keep them off of us. When they jump on me, you probably notice the screen turns slightly pink. The pinker or redder it gets, the more health I am losing. If it gets too red, you die. But we can meow so quick, it doesn't even matter. And now our final puzzle of this area. We need to call for an elevator to get up above. The elevator is going to summon all the Zerks, every one of them. Here they come. You're supposed to run around and just keep running to avoid them. We are gonna... Okay. Ginger got a little hyper. We're just going to sit right here. You know, do this very, very careful, avoid all the Zerks, or just sit here and meow them away. Not enough can hit you at a time for your health to really get hurt. And away we go. So we are almost done with the rooftops. The rooftops' whole mission was to get our transmitter on the top of this tower. We're going to be at the top of the tower, and we're going to return back to the slums and see what is going on with Momo, and also continue to make sure we get her percent. We're also going to have a little bit of a drawn out, ooh. Ginger kind of has a mind of her own. So we're going to have a little cutscene that kind of shows the ambience of this area. If you're familiar with Final Fantasy VII, this area is very much like Midgar. We are in the slums. It's like being under the plates in Midgar. In fact, if you look up, you see stars in the sky. The stars are actually lights on the ceiling above you. There's an upper city that you see up above there. That upper city is Midtown. That's where the rich people live. And much like Midgar in Final Fantasy VII, it's a bit of a police state. And meanwhile, the slums, a lot less of a police state, but a lot worse of living. This game is it reminds me so much of, like, that joy of exploring Midgar for the first time on Final Fantasy VII. Alright, so you can see here, we have about 5 of those optional memories, and 2 of the big-time memories. We need to fill out all of those, and we are going to grab them in quick succession coming up, at least several of them. We are going to come back in the slums. We're at Momo's apartment. We grab the sheet music from the grate on the left there. And we're going to find Momo has left and says, meet me at the bar. So we are going to meet Momo at the bar, but we have a few places we gotta go first. I am probably going to be slightly wrong on this cycle. Ooh, perfect cycle for that. These guys keep tossing buckets of paint. We wanted to meow to distract them, so they drop one. So this guy, who is very angry, understandably, comes outside and complains at them. Unfortunately, Ginger is a troublemaker. I mean, that's what cats are. So we're going to go down here and go inside and grab some laundry detergent, you know, as one does. Sometimes this game has very much old-time adventure game logic, point-and-click adventure game. So we're going to go down here, and we are going to use the laundry detergent to buy some cables. We are then going to use 3 energy drink cans to unlock this memory. And then, memory is unlocked. We are going to reload our checkpoint, which is going to put us back where we used our laundry detergent, so right where we were, but the memory remains. And this is not officially a glitch. It is checkpoint abuse. It is allowable. It felt weird to me when I first did it, when I first saw it, but that is entirely allowable for getting through this glitchless. So we'll jump up here and grab another sheet music. We will also grab another memory. Having a memory of soup, apparently. And we will head on down and learn what was the point of the transmitter. Momo here is going to tell us, so put that transmitter up, and using this computer in the bar, hopefully we can find one of the outsiders. And they find one. It's a Baltazar. So Baltazar was the guy who we got the first journal of. Also, we're going to have here Seamus. I call him Marty McFly, and you'll probably see why as we go along. But Seamus is the son of Doc. Doc is another one of the outsiders, and Seamus just said, whatever you're doing is pointless. Don't do it. So we're going to go and have a chat with Seamus, see what's up, and tell him, hey, we have your dad's journal. Maybe something good can happen. We right here can only go as fast as Momo. If we outrun Momo, Momo will wait for us to return. So, by the way, that guy's like, ooh, I don't know about the cat. And this guy right here, understandably, does not like the cat. So, we're going to go over here and have a chat with Seamus, or Marty McFly. I use both names interchangeably. But unfortunately, Marty is not much in the mood for talking. He pretty much is shouting through the door, hey, Momo, get lost. Luckily, there's a little opening into this building. And we're going to go in. And so we just got Doc's book back. You remember Doc is his father. And the book said, hey, there's a secret compartment in this place. And the combination is the hours on those clocks over there. Samus was like, there is no way there's a secret compartment in this apartment. I've lived here my whole life. Instead, we're like, yes, there is. We found a device in here. We're going to learn a tracking device, but first we gotta wait. Understandably, Marty wants to take a moment because he's like, what is this place? And then we need to wait a little more.
While we're waiting, is this a good time to jump in with something?
Yeah, go for it.
Awesome. So just want to let everybody know, we do have the Final Fantasy IV Name the Characters incentive coming up later tonight. That is, I believe, the last run of the evening. And so if you want to name the characters, you can donate to do so and add the character name that you would like to see. And the top character, the top donations will have the characters named for that Final Fantasy IV run. So if you want to see that happen, make sure you get your donations in.
So we got a broken transmitter. And because we have a broken transmitter, we need to find someone to repair it. By the way, this is Grandma. Like I said, you meow for her. Her face turns into a heart. We gave her those electric cables, and she knitted us kind of a sweater poncho type. Hit the wrong button there. We want to scratch get in here. So in this place is Elliot. Elliot is the tinkerer of town, and we figure that tracking device that can help find Doc, we need somebody to fix it, and Elliot's just the person. You'll notice Elliot is shaking a bit. Poor guy is freezing. Good thing we got a sweater for him. Having a sweater lets him work on that. I love how that sweater looks, by the way. All right, and now we have all the memories for the slums. And we have a tracking device, and Ginger's jumping a few extra jumps. Ginger does that sometimes. And we'll go back here, and we'll give him the tracking device, and he's like, all right, let's see if this actually works. And so he is going to look for the tracking device, or look and see where it goes. And we're going to have another slow walk with him. I like to make slow walks a little more entertaining if possible. So we are going to make this one a little more fun. If you've ever had a pet cat and you've seen it accidentally get like a paper bag on its head, silliness can ensue. We're going to show you what Ginger thinks of a paper bag on their head. We are going to just have a little fun, grab a paper bag, because we just can't go too fast here. It screws up your controls. It doesn't reverse them, it randomizes them, and it changes as it goes along, hence me walking in crooked lines. But it's just cute as can be. These guys are great. They get smiles on their faces when they see me meow. I love them. They're so good. But you had to take advantage of like bucket kitty time and paper bag time and just have some fun with it. Earlier I mentioned pins. So I said there were 6 pins or badges we're going to put onto our backpack as we go along. We're about to get the first one, and the first one is required for the game. Every other one is purely optional, and when I say required for the game, I mean required for Glitchless. If you were running Glitch, if you were doing Glitch, we would not see this part of the game. The rooftops where we had that last Zerk confrontation and the elevator ride, not part of the glitched run. Pretty much as soon as you get to the slums, you skip to the chapter that's after this one. Like you skip a good, 25 minutes of the game. It's kind of sad because you miss out on some good fun. As the pin I got is the Outsider pin, and you can see it on my backpack right there. All of the pins are visible on your backpack. But I personally just love all of the scenery in this game, so it's a shame to me when you glitch, but at the same time, the glitches really are amazing to watch. So we have 2 more optional memories here. You can see them, they're slightly lighter gray than the other ones, but first, it's Zerk chase time again. So we are going to run through here, try to avoid getting too many on us, because even though we shake them off, they do slow us down the tiniest bit when they grab us. But we will also run head first into some because it is quicker to possibly take 2 hits than to do jumping across that gap back there. We're just going to keep going this way, run through a couple more little areas. Here you are meant to not run head first, but we have meow spam. And there we go. And we are almost to a little mini puzzle area. The second instance of Kitty Hurt is coming up real soon. I'll give you full warning before it happens. Come on, Ginger, you were getting caught up on that. But it is coming up really soon, so if you are sensitive to that, once again, you are going to want to look away starting right about now. You could give it like 10 seconds, but I'll tell you for sure, right now you want to look away. It is the last time we should be seeing Hurt Kitty throughout this whole run, because nobody likes Hurt Kitty. I mean, absolutely breaks my heart. Luckily though, Ginger has the ability to lick their wounds, and now we are done with Hurt Kitty. Hurt Kitty is no more in this run. There is a chance of death, but if those deaths come, they actually are incredibly non-graphic. We want to go up to the left, but there is a memory right over here, so of course, gotta make sure we grab the memory. It is kind of fun having the bid war that was for this, because routing the 100% and any percent are very similar, but also it's very easy to forget something on 100 or to go out of your way and waste time in any percent. So it's really fun having like that challenge of keeping your brain very active. So in here, there's caged Zerks. That's probably not good. We're going to meet Doc. Doc is Marty's father, and you could probably tell who Doc looks a lot like. If you know Back to the Future, that is Doc Brown. If it wasn't obvious enough, this here is the Defluxinator. The Defluxinator can stop the Zerks. We're going to now grab this memory. We didn't grab it before because Doc is a slow walker, and we need Doc to get somewhere, so this is free time right here. So Doc is like, if you want to use Defluxinator to stop the Zerks, we need power. In particular, you need 1.2, or yeah, it's like 1.21 gigawatts. So yeah, there's Defluxinator, gigawatts, Doc. Same as his son, has that puffy orange vest that Michael J. Fox wore for some of Back to the Future. I want to take that a little slow there. If you go too fast and you're spamming meow, when you put in that resistor or fuse, it can actually crash the game. I've actually crashed this during a charity event, and luckily the game checkpoints very liberally, but it is kind of embarrassing when you go, and I just killed the game. My bad. So we're just going to run through here. Normally you wait for Doc to use the Defluxinator and make everything safe, but we have the Meowinator. You might say Ginger is running at 85 miles an hour. Just blast right through that. So at this point, Doc is like, hey, your little buddy has a flashlight and a little power. You can't run it all the time, but maybe your buddy can run that Defluxinator. And guess what? We have a portable Defluxinator. If you're playing casually, it is amazing, because you could pop Zerks. You do see there's an energy meter or a cooldown meter on the left. If you blow it, you have to wait for it to cool down. Meanwhile, if you don't blow it, you could rerun it before it fully cools. if you're playing casually, the Defluxinator makes you go, oh, the game is so much easier now. If you're playing speedrun, you're barely going to use this Defluxinator. You're going to use it at a few moments where you have to, but otherwise, we are going to avoid the Defluxinator because we have the Meowinator. We have a machine gun of meows. We also have a slow person walking behind us, so it's a good time. Remember, always stay hydrated. And so, Doc is going to try and open this door to get through. Bad news for Doc is cannot get the door open from this side. The good news for Doc, he has some little nimble buddies who can fit up into some vents. So we're going to roll this barrel right over here. Just keep it moving along nice and smooth. And there is a big vent up there with a red light coming from it, which probably is bad news because Zerks tend to be rather red or pink, so probably nothing good in here. We're going to get B12 out, so we are quick on the draw, and we are going to try to hopefully do this really good. So unfortunately, I am having some... I did not do that nearly as good as I should have. So we have to kill every one of these, and that was definitely not the smoothest I could go there. Oh, that should have gone a whole lot smoother. At least I did not end up just blowing the fuse on my Defluxinator, because I've done that before. By the way, if you run up against a door and keep pressing towards it, you move like hyper let me outside kitty. If you just kind of walk up against it and then try running, you're normal, realistic kitty. So we've got a couple little spots here where we're just going to enjoy the ambiance, enjoy a little beverage, enjoy spending some time with Doc, because we're not going to spend much time with Doc. Doc is one of our shortest lived companions. I don't mean lived as in he's going to die, because Doc is perfectly fine. I mean, his time with us is incredibly short, but as soon as he takes a few more steps, we're going to cutscene, and we're going to see Doc Brown and Marty McFly together again, father and son. Just a beautiful, touching moment. How does Marty McFly feel? He feels good. He feels good. We feel good. And Ginger is about to get pet. Can you pet the kitty? No, because you are the kitty. But can a robot pet the kitty? Yes. So here is, ooh, that's a weird camera move. Here is our biggest checkpoint abuse. If there is anything to announce, it is a good time because we are going to give this guy sheet music, reload checkpoint, because otherwise he has to play the whole song before he takes another one. So if there's any announcements, go for it.
Sure, I can tell you all about Mother of Corals. Their mission is simple. We rely on coral reefs for a lot. They produce a significant amount of the world's oxygen, and more than 1 billion people rely on reefs for their livelihoods. Well, coral reefs are in trouble, and now more than ever, we need to return their favor. At Mother of Corals, they provide the tools and training to enable coastal communities to create, maintain, and share artificial coral reef habitats with the public in order to increase their environmental and economic sustainability. Now, all of your donations go to this wonderful organization, so please get those donations in. Remember, we still have incentives and prizes available for minimum donations, so be sure to get those in as soon as you can.
So we're just going to go through a couple more reloading pretty much. Otherwise, each of these songs, which they are really cool to hear, they're very long. Well, some of them are very long and some are just longer than you feel comfortable with on speedrunning, and definitely longer than reloading the cutscene or reloading the checkpoint. So as you can see, it is very much checkpoint abuse. We do quite a bit of it in this run. We will have a couple more instances of checkpoint abuse as we go through. I believe a couple more. I always lose track of exactly where they are until I am literally there. So we've got, this is the final checkpoint reload. After we give this sheet music, we're going to get our first optional pin. We are going to get the music lovers pin. And then we are going to enter where we would be if, there we go. And you'll notice we still had 2 energy drinks because of the item duping caused by checkpoint abuse, not a glitch. So we are now where you would be if you did a glitch run. Right after you entered the slums, you would teleport into the start of this room, and we would have skipped everything for the most part in the slums, everything on the rooftops, everything in the dead end, which is where we met Doc, and everything with that, third little mini trip in the slums. Unless you're doing Glitchless 100%, which that run is 100% of, or not Glitchless, I mean glitched. I keep saying Glitchless when I mean the unrestricted, but 100% on Glitchless versus any percent, it's mainly remembering to grab everything and go a little out of your way. Meanwhile, 100% versus any percent on unrestricted are completely different animals. Or at least same animal, it's both cats, obviously, but it is so much different of a run. Sadly, this is going to be our last real time hanging out with Momo. This game has a really cool, it reminds me of a lot of stories and adventure type of books and movies I would see as a kid, where you would see main characters going through a bunch of adventures where they meet some friends, but they keep finding the friend and moving on to a new friend. So a good example is like Around the World in 80 Days, where, it's the 2 main balloon riders and they end up in different places where they meet cool people, but only very temporarily. So here we have Zerk eggs. If you disturb them, the Zerks will come out and play. We don't want them play with us. Playing with us, not good. So we're going to have one more little boat ride. We're going to come across another dead end, but first we can enjoy that beautiful ambiance of the sewers. I mean, look at that beautiful green water. By the way, donate to Mother of Corals, because we want to see good, healthy water in the real world, because we don't want our oceans to look like this and be devoid of good life, especially corals, which great habitat for so many different animals that live together in the, that beautiful, delicate ecosystem that is a coral reef. It's a really, my controller seems to have glitched on me. I apologize. I'm not sure what is going on because my controller is still live. This is very frustrating. Give me 1 second. I have never had this happen before. Okay. There we go. That should be good now. Sorry about that. Oh. So, there we go. Everything should be good now. I have never had my controller, die on me, but it seems appropriate. If you're going to be running this at an event, it's no better time than the event to have technical support issues. But it just gives us a few more minutes, not minutes, but a few more seconds on this run to really appreciate, the good we can do. Donating, good cause, all the great bid wars going on. I know after I am done with this run, I will be donating. I didn't want to donate beforehand because I feel like I'd do something really bad, like influence the bid war for my own game, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, definitely the controller is a Zerk. The controller is being a jerk. Yeah, I am not sure. Oh, so here, getting back on track, is our final time with Momo. We are done saying, you know, we are done having a journey with Momo, and now we are in what is obviously the worst of the worst areas for Zerks. I mean, this place is just crawling. Look at all those eggs. We're going to take a little side trip right here. Oh yeah, the next checkpoint abuse is in this chapter. So we're going to grab a memory here. The next memory we grab, we're going to do a little bit of checkpoint abuse to do some warping. Because we're going to go walking somewhere, and we don't want to take the long walk back to where we are going. And so we're just going to do some checkpoint abuse. But first, we're going to have some times with the Zerks, or maybe not. I mean, that looks scary for a second. They're all up there. You can see them up above, but we're safe down here. I'm sure this is going to be a good safe time in the sewers. I mean, look at this. No Zerks anywhere. I am sure it... Oh no. That looks like a lot of Zerks. So... here we are going to take advantage of our meowing. You are intended on this to do a whole lot more Defluxinator, but instead we aren't going to take it slow killing Zerks as they show up. We're just going to run right through this whole thing. I mean, a few of them jump on us, who cares? Ginger is a strong kitty. And we are about through here. We're going to turn right, we're going to turn left. We went right first for a reason. You might have saw bottom left, or yeah, bottom left corner, the checkpoint symbol. Jump there, my little kitty friend. So we grabbed that checkpoint. We're going to grab this memory. And we're going to reload the checkpoint. It's going to put us right back where we turned right, then went left. It takes about the same amount of time RTA, a little bit quicker to take the checkpoint than to run back. In the loadless auto splits for SRC, that saves you a ton of time. And then we come to this floodgate here where we have controls on both sides. We barely can't jump over back there, so... Okay, there are eyeballs on the wall. I don't know if anyone saw that. That seems creepy. That might be a portent of things to come. But we're gonna jump over here, unlock this gate. And now, if you have been playing this casually, you will have been using that Defluxinator like your life depends on it, because pretty much your life did depend on it. Instead, we're going to get rid of the Defluxinator. We're done with it. We're also going to see why speedrunning is important. We should be going real fast. Instead, right here, we stopped. This is not speedrun friendly. We are frozen here. Which means if you stop running during a speed run, bad things happen. I mean, sometimes you're waiting for a cycle catch up or something like that, but we just flat out stopped for no good reason. Now Ginger's in trouble. It's a cutscene, so Ginger can't spam the meow. This is just bad news all around, and B12 overdid the Defluxinator. We are done with using it. B12 is out of commission. Instead, it is back to the Meowinator. And this is incredibly RNG where they jump. we're going to hope for the best, but things can get very weird here. We won't die or anything like that, but we might lose a few frames because every time they jump on us, we do slow down a little bit. We're going to take a slightly quicker route than the safe route, so we will have a couple jump on us, but not too many, hopefully. And we are almost free. And there we are done with Zerks. We are not going to see Zerks anymore. At least we will, the game player. But Ginger will not see a Zerk ever again. And now we are almost done with the sewers. And we're going to go to my favorite chapter of the whole game, because the scenery is beautiful. It is gorgeous once we're out of the sewers. While we're in the sewers, it is ugly still. Unfortunately, it's also the shortest chapter. In any percent, it is under 2 minutes. It's about 1:45. In 100%, it's about 3 minutes and change. I think about 3:15 is my PB. But I love this place. It is Ant Village. Ant Village is kind of the artist commune. It is full of artists, people playing mahjong. Like, it is a cool, beautiful place. B12, if you can't tell from that camera shot, just got a memory of something very disturbing. I am not going to tell you what it is, because if you have not played this game casually, it is a major plot point, and I think everyone should play this game. Oh, Ginger is being a bad kitty. Jump upwards. But B12 is working through some bad memories. And we are going to meet Zabaltazar. This is the next outsider, outsider number 3. Zabaltazar left with Clementine, who is outsider number 4, and Zabaltazar is going to tell us, hey, I'm here meditating, so, oh, come on. I'm here meditating, so I'm sorry, I really don't care, but go talk to Clementine. She can help you get outside. Go and grab a flower, ride a bucket. If we're grabbing flowers, there's probably a good reason. That reason would be along the lines of another optional pin. Yeah, the plot point that you discover in this area is so good. Like, this game has so much humanity to it and is such an amazing experience. By the way, cats are jerks. Poor guy's playing mahjong, and I'm like, whatever, I'm a kitty. And if you hang around, you can actually watch them pick up the tiles. Like, they will slowly pick them up, and it is kind of sad that you ruined their good game just so you could jump down here and grab a flower. So we grabbed 3 flowers, a red one, a yellow one, and a purple one, and we are going to use those. There is an artist who is looking for all the right colors. I am sorry, guys. Your mahjong game is in my way. I am really sorry. And we're going to start heading out of Ant Village now, but before we get out, let's give the flowers. There's an artist right here. Who just gave us the I love plants or I love colors pin for giving a flower of each color that they're wanting. And now, with how I said Ant Village, I love how this place looks. It is beautiful. Guess what? We are just about out of Ant Village. As soon as we go through this tunnel, there it goes. Most beautiful place in the game, and we miss out on all of it. There's a beautiful waterfall, the mahjong, there's people playing music, there's people playing games. Like, by playing music, I mean on a boombox. There's only one guitar player in this whole world, but unfortunately, we're gone from there. We're never going to see that beauty again. But we'll see a subway, which I guess is some type of beauty. I mean, it kind of has a beauty in a post-apocalyptic sense. And we are pretty much getting ready to enter Midtown. Midtown is where the rich people live, but it's also a very corrupt police state. It is not a fun place to live for most people. And we are going to have problems with the law. But first, real quick, in our memory, that guy's like, what just happened? I've never seen a cat before. It just ran in here, looked at my books, and then took off. Just had a look like, what? And so 8542 is what we want to remember. Because we're going to go right in here, up here. And in here is an optional pin, the kitty pin. And I don't know about you, if anyone should have the kitty pin, it should be Ginger the kitty. So, we are now going to see, by the way, public transport's going to play more role coming up. This is the hardest jump in the game. I made it look easy. I don't know why it went easy, because that is actually an incredibly hard jump. Ginger really doesn't like making that jump. So we're going to go through here, and this is the apartment complex where Clementine, the final outsider, lives. Before we see Clementine, though, there's some kids down there who want to play their mixtape. Unfortunately, hey, come on. They're afraid of the cops coming for them. So we're going to take out some security cameras. We'll take out 2 now. We'll get the last one after we see Ginger, or I mean Clementine. So Clementine lives in this hold up apartment right here. Ginger, or I keep saying Ginger, Clementine has a really cool apartment. It's full of a lot of plants. Like, Clementine has a love of the outside, hence being, ooh, I made a little boo-boo there. Wait, come on, grab that. We're gonna pop open this drawer now instead of later. So, Clementine's solution for how to get outside is actually mass transit. Take the subway. So, take out this last camera also. Go down here, and these kids are going to be real happy, and they're actually going to give us a mixtape. We'll play that mixtape coming up real soon. But first, there's a guy in here who drank too much, and he is passed out, and he should be at work. So we're going to help wake him up so he could get to work, because we have caused problems, but we also want to cause good. So there we go. Woke him up, he's going to get to work. It seems like we were a jerk there. We weren't. Trust me, we were helping him wake up. Let's go into the burger shop. And in this burger shop, we'll grab a memory. If I remember right, this memory is about burgers, or about burger shops or restaurants or something like that. We might have fallen slightly off cycle right there because I did things a little off. We're going to have loud music for a brief instant because we're going to play that mixtape. Sadly, we're not going to hang around for that music. I love that music, but... oh, we are falling onto a bad cycle. It won't be anything too bad. We might have to wait somewhere coming up. But we're going to jump up here. Up here is the prison. And in the prison, or the police station, is a guy who passed out with a pin. Well, he died, but we'll just say he passed out. It sounds a little better. Oh, so that can happen sometimes. That's entirely RNG. So why did we play that music? So we could steal a coat. The shop owner went to back to find out what was up with that music. We distracted them so we could steal a work vest. Why did we do it? We will see real soon. Oh, you gotta enjoy that good, heavy electronic drum and bass music. It is the perfect, like, anti-establishment robot music. We're going to steal that helmet. And so, what Clementine told us, we should get back to that. Clementine said, I had a friend named Blazer who, if you show him this note, he will help you find a battery. A battery so powerful that it can power the subway. So this guy Blazer, he's like, yeah, if you get me work vest, a worker's hat, I will get you into the factory. And in the factory, you are going to find that battery you are looking for. And this battery is going to be strong enough to run the subway. We're going to use public transportation to save the day by getting outside with it. But it's going to take a while to get there. First, if you're playing casually, this part coming up is essentially Metal Gear. We are about to play Metal Gear Ginger. In this warehouse are going to be sentry drones. They are going to have spotlights. We are going to have cardboard boxes to hide in. This is Metal Gear Ginger. We want to avoid being seen because these sentries have guns. Oh, no. That was me getting caught on the scenery. That was really bad. We are going to pretend that did not happen. I got caught on the door frame. So movement here is very, very important to be very fluid. You cannot afford to go slow. If you go slow, you will die. There we go. That's how it should look. There's a guy there. We should talk to him. And we will, later. He has a pin, and we want his pin. But we can't get it from him right now. He is looking down below because he dropped his keys into the waterway. By the way, you're supposed to be stealthy here, hide behind those boxes. Keyword being supposed to. So that guy who lost his keys, we just found them. We're going to go chat with him now. We're also going to see these guys again. You remember these ones? We just dealt with them, and now we're dealing with them again. Don't get shot. Talk to this guy. He wants his keys. He just gave us a Neko power plant or factory pin. Play a little safe, and then continue through here, hiding from the guards by hiding behind those boxes. You know, exactly as intended. Luckily, he ignores you being in a barrel, which is real good because personally, I'd be suspect of the barrel kitty. Here we have a new type of robot that could be our friend. We're going to call him right over here. He's going to hold down this pressure plate. Hey. Nope. He's going to hold down a pressure plate for us while also being a platform to get up here. This guy we're going to bring over here. There is actually a faster speed way through this that involves not holding down all 3 pressure plates. But if you mess up, you lose some time. Instead, this is a lot more friendly to a speedrun event. So I'm pretty sure taking that battery might have been a problem. I'm pretty sure that's not good. So, final Bucket Kitty of the game. Let's enjoy it in full glory. That is it for Bucket Kitty, sadly. So, we just had an inkling after we caused massive alarms. Maybe we should check on Clementine. There might be a problem because we kind of did some bad stuff. Which also led to the police station being open, where we could get a memory from this picture of a drone. Only 2 memories left in this area, which is good. We're on track. Okay, Clementine might be in trouble, so we better check on Clementine in a hurry. Of course, avoiding the watchful gaze of these sentries. You know, completely avoid them. You want to go nice and careful, because if they see you, even once, it's going to be bad news. So don't let them see you at all. And we're back in Clementine's place. She is gone. She left us a note saying, hey, I left you, well, not yet. I left you 4 clues here of where I went. And so we're going to find these objects that the clues are on. That's why we pulled down that drawer earlier. It was more time efficient then. This one's always tricky to get it lined up correctly. And so these 4 objects had a message that said, hey, I'm at the club. So we're going to play it a little safe here. There's a slightly less safe way of doing this. But we took it the safer way, believe it or not. It's safer to attract all of those drones. So if we go to the front of the club, we would find there is a bouncer who is not cool with us getting in. We're not on the list. We're not cool. In fact, the kids who gave us that cool mixtape, they're down there too, trying to get in the club, and they're not allowed in. But luckily, our buddy Alex can help us. Who is Alex? We've never met him before, but he's a cool guy who's going to see us on a windowsill, and he is going to say, hey, you want to come in and listen to music? Maybe grab a drink? And we're like, yes. So let's grab a drink, and then we'll ride this elevator down here to our next to last in the run optional memory. And so B12's having memories of bubbly. Only 1 more required memory, only 1 more optional memory. It means we are getting near the end of this run. So we grabbed a drink earlier, and we're going to give it to this guy who's going to give us a lever. He's like, hey, I broke a lever off of something. Oh no, you want it? And yes, we do. Because it'll turn off the hollow dancers, which we don't really want, but we want to ride this. And yes, you can scratch a record if you so want. We're also about to see my favorite new video game character of the last year. Possibly of all time. We're not going to talk to him. We're not going to know much about him. I call him Rave Lincoln. What if Abe Lincoln was a robot in a club? Right there, Rave Lincoln. Our president of cool. So we're going to jump over to Rave Lincoln and just move on. Who cares? And there's Clementine. I'm sure everything's fine with Clementine. Ooh, she's tied up. Probably not good. Oh, Blazer, you helped us earlier. Why? What's going on? This can't be happening. And so, naturally, what happens is what we all knew from the beginning. We're going to be put in jail. And we're going to use, as soon as we see symbol of it, and checkpoint abuse. So we're doing this because we're going to be put in the most classic video game trap of a jail. You will recognize it as soon as you see it. When the camera fades in, we could start moving. Oh, wait. We're already moving, aren't we? That's because if you use that checkpoint abuse, it will let you start moving before the camera fades in. It takes about the same exact amount of time to load. It just lets you move through the area quicker. You'll notice now we are separated from B12. We don't have our backpack. We don't have our flashlight. But we still have the most important thing, the ability to meow. We're not going to use that any, but we have it. And we're going once again be stealthy. Don't let these drones see you at all or they will kill you. Keep hidden from them at all costs. That's a little closer than usual. We don't need to advance any text here because we don't know what Clementine's saying. We don't have a translator. Oh, but the language of pointing says keys. I know that language. So this area here is where I have the biggest potential to die. There is a potential of dying multiple times here, or a potential of getting through with my 8 remaining lives intact. You have infinite lives in this game, but you're still Ginger, the kitty. 9 lives is all you get. And so, Clementine's going to get out. Clementine has one severe problem. She is terrified of the sentry drones. She is absolutely terrified of them. So she is going to take her time slowly, and she's going to make us do most of the work, at least for now. However, I imagine we're going to find our good buddy B12 before too long. In fact, I wonder if we look down here, it is B12 in the most maximum of security prison cells. So we're going to have to get him out of there. Come on, Clementine. So while Clementine is working on opening this door, Ginger is going to walk over, take a look. I love how Ginger moves here. Just that little kitty prance step is chef's kiss. It's beautiful. So Ginger, that's not even me hitting meow. That's automatically done. That though is me hitting meow. That's me spamming meow. Because I'm like, I see my best bud. It's my favorite person in the whole world. I love this person. I don't care if it's a little toy. I don't care if it's made out of plastic. It's my buddy B12. So it's time for a prison break. Not just us breaking out, but it's time to break a friend out of jail. And right here, we are going to go slow. I am holding the run button still, but it is meant for Clementine to get here first and be terrified of the drones. Because there are drones aplenty in there. So we are going to have a few cool things coming up in this little prison break scene. We are going to be able to move during a cutscene, which only happens a couple times in this game. And if we do it right, it's going to be just amazing. Ooh, RNG causing that little slip. So let's go through here. Go through here. I'm going to wait for that to move because I just don't want to push that. And we're going to move during a cutscene. Oh, and we got stuck on an object that was not good. That was definitely not good. Hey, that is not how that was supposed to go. I got, unfortunately, clipped onto an object and slowed down, so I did that more of the intended strat. Normally, you can actually move during that cutscene and actually get all the way to B12, and possibly, if you do it perfect, even get B12 in your mouth before the cutscene ends, and you just get through that room like it's nothing. So you'll notice we have all 6 pins. 3 on one side, 3 on the other. Our backpack's looking stylish. bricks are on a thing, be a kitty, you gotta push them down. I mean, that's what a cat does. Also, we might have given Clementine a naughty idea to grab a brick. This is, without a doubt, my favorite glass breaking sound effect. In any video game I played, I have never heard a glass break sound effect sound that good and real. Like, the ambiance of it, it matches the acoustics of what it should sound like. And we're about to enter the most deadly puzzle in this game. As I mentioned, Clementine hates those sentries. We're in the yard, there is a sentry here. And we need to get it locked up or Clementine is not leaving. So, that was not quite right. Oh boy, that did not go as smooth as it should. It should have gone a whole lot smoother, but I've been having some bad RNG on those lately. But it's all good, we survived, it was pretty quick. If you do that casually, you'll know that is very nerve-wracking. Also, last optional memory, which means we have all 6 pins, we have all optional memories. Only one memory remains, which is a required one. So we are 100%. Just need to finish out the game. Come on. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That did not go perfect. That did not at all go perfect. That was awkward. All right, we got through. Normally what happens is if you run through, you hit the gate as you run through. If the drones are being friendly, they will just fly through. The gate will close. You run out through the gate, through the little kitty holes on the bottom, and away you go. So we're going to have one more moment of high tense action. And it involves a possible skip. It's not a full-on like glitch skip, but we are going to try for something called van skip. We are going to have a pretty much a shootout chase, and we are going to drive out of this place after opening the garage door. And if we do this right, we are going to jump onto the back of this vehicle as it escapes before we have to run away and have a long protracted run. So coming up after I throw a switch and open the garage door, we are going to see if we could jump on this vehicle before it gets out through this door. It's going to be incredibly close. It's almost frame perfect. I think it's maybe about a 2 to 3 frame trick. So we are trying to get out of here as quick as possible. And so here we go. And that was van skip. Otherwise, you run after this vehicle for a while. There is a slight chance of being shot as you're running after it. You could end up dying and having redo that chase. So pretty much that just saved us anywhere from, if we died, a minute or so to possibly at least about 20 seconds of chasing that vehicle. So we are free from jail. We are making our break. We have Clementine. We have the battery. Wait, I thought we had Clementine. Clementine, what's going on? Clementine's like, here, take the key, take the subway, get outside. You have an outsider pin. You are officially an outsider. And the rule of the outsiders, not everyone needs to get outside, just one. And I'm the new outsider. I'll go. on my own, while Clementine takes the heat to keep me safe. Clementine and Momo are two of the best friends you'll ever meet. So, battery is in. Subway is green to go. We have the key. Clementine left it with us. So let's take some public transportation to save the world. We are about being green, and is there anything more green than public transportation to get somewhere? Well, there are possibly walking or biking, but we're going on a long journey, a little too long, and we don't have a good bike. Cat bikes don't exactly exist. At least not in this world, or any world I know of. So, this is the end of Midtown, and then the jail chapter. We are now coming up on Control Room. It is the final chapter of the game. It is about six and a half-ish minutes to get ready for the chapter. We want to move to the front door on the left side and be at the left side of that door. It is going to be the quickest way to get out of this train. Exactly, it is all green on this train. This is the most, perfect way to beat a game with some good public transportation like this. Good mass transit. And now we are in the cleanest area of the game. So we are gonna try to get to a place where we could open the front door and get outside. The front door is to our right. We're not going that way. We need to open the door. So, B12's like, I wish I could open that gate, but there's security in place. So Ginger is like, don't worry, I could get security. In fact, there is a line coming up that B12 says if you aren't skipping everything and playing in a language you cannot read, because I cannot read Japanese, unfortunately. There's a line where B12 says it's time to do what you do best, or what we do best. I'll hack and you destroy. So, how we know we got 100%? We get this cool new backpack. Unfortunately, it is the coolest looking backpack, and you lose it way too quick. We are only going to have this backpack for a very short time. Come on, hey. I don't know why you are not jumping up there, Ginger. So, Ginger needs to turn on some computers. I'd normally be running right here, but I have been having some battles with Ginger for control, and so we're going to go a little slower. All right, B12's like, all right, you fired up all these computer terminals. I now can turn on the ultimate computer that has the roof control, which unfortunately has security. So this is where B12 says, let's do what we do best. I'll hack and you destroy. So I destroy. B12 hacks. Everything's working. Ooh, that's not perfect. That looked a little bad. Another cutscene where I should have been moving during it, but I got caught on some geometry. So we have another computer right here, where once again, we just need to find where I cut it up. Perfectly done. I say my action right here is the cat's meow. Unfortunately, B12 is not doing too good right now. And so, to give heads up, we are going to be at time in about 2 minutes. And we have this final one, and that is not good at all. B12 can't even fly anymore. Just barely enough juice left to open the roof. The B12, knowing that they're not going to be with us anymore, takes the backpack, which B12 just gave us that cool new iridescent backpack, and takes it away that quickly. I mean, that is... I get it, Ginger doesn't want to wear the backpack, but it looks so good, and... quite honestly, I have never seen as touching of a scene in anything that deals with a cat and an object made primarily out of what looks like plastic. I mean, it is really touching. And then here, we get to see a view of the whole city. If you were to look down and look through this area, you could see everywhere you have been. Like every part of the game that you have been in, you can see within this city. It is absolutely fantastic. And yeah, this part of the game, honestly, I was like, I think somebody was cutting onions in the room when I first finished this game casually. Like, so last time we see the Zerks, those jerks are toast. Momo gets to see the sun. Our Sentinel buddy, the musician, Doc Brown, Marty, all of our friends. The only one we don't see is Zabaltazar. For some reason, the drones are killed by the sunlight. I don't know why, but let's give Clementine a happy ending. So we've got about a minute left, maybe 45 seconds. Pretty much we now need to get outside. You could also take the time to look down there. You could watch the ceiling open and just hang out. If you're playing casually, I suggest you take the time to enjoy it. It is just amazing. So we're going to go outside. We're going to see greenery again. We're going to see nature. We're going to see burbs. There's going to be some good burbs right here. And when it fades to black, it'll be time. So we just need to run a little more forward. And so time is coming up in about, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. And that there, look at that grooving kitty. Look at Ginger just grooving on that nature, on that sunlight, on that clean air. This is why supporting a good green cause is important, because everyone knows when you feel that good natural air, that good clean green environment, you just feel better. So without a doubt, donate if you can. Supporting Mother of Corals is a fantastic way to make sure that we are supporting the environment and helping to bring about some good. If you're doing this as an official run on SRC, to finalize it, you just have to pull up where you could see your run's time, and that officially makes it an official run. This here was Stray, 100%. I want to say thank you so much for having me and letting me show off this game, and especially for those who did the bidding to get the 100%. I say thank you, because I love showing all of the game. There is so much cool. You don't get to see the musician so happy. You don't get to see the flowers in Ant Village if you're doing any percent. So definitely want that 100% to show off how amazing this game really is. So that is pretty much it.
Alrighty, thank you so much for that awesome run. That was so wholesome and just adorable. So thank you again for that. We have a run of Levelhead from Illegally Sam coming up next. So stick around for that. We'll be back in just a bit.